Today we're going to do a road test on this beautiful 380 SE that we're sitting in. It's a 1982 380 SE. We do a road test on it, take it for a drive. I'll do a walk around video on it. Bella here will take it for a drive. I'm Kieran from Old Merca. I do spares for old Mercedes. Visit www.oldmerca.co.za to find out more about what I do. And Bella here.
Bella from W126 I sell old Mercs.
Yeah, there we go. And her site is w126 so have a look at what she's got as well. She's got a lot of cars that come in and yeah, ships around the country. Enjoy the video. So this portion of the video, Bella from W126 is going to take the car for a drive. And just bear with us with the microphones. Justin, who's on the channel, made a brilliant suggestion about getting road microphones. And I'm looking at one that's affordably priced, but we're getting there. I'm finding them. Cheaper seems to be taken on. So bear with us. As soon as I can get one, I'm going to, and it's going to make a huge difference. Bella, okay. Have you ever driven a 380 SE before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and I think you've currently got a 420 SE, haven't you? Yeah.
I haven't driven it in a while, so I can't really remember how it goes.
Isn't it getting restored or something at the moment?
Yeah, getting a bit of rust fixed up.
Okay.
Nothing major.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So it should be coming back in the next day or two. Okay. So, what do you think?
Good, yeah? Quite nice. It does seem quite fast.
Well, just to put that into perspective, Bella of course drives a 240D 123 as a daily. So this is a rocket ship for her. Yeah, 126s are great. I mean, you've done one or two long trips in a 126.
They are really comfortable.
I mean, you drove the 500. If you didn't start this car and you just sat inside it, somebody had a blindfold on, took it off and said, "What you in?" Would you know which 126 you're in?
Only maybe the year models because of the seat.
Yeah, okay. So the upholstery changed.
And if it has the electric seats.
Yeah, of course. But other than that, I mean, the dash and stuff, you can't tell any difference.
Do they have different speeds?
The different speedometers. Yeah, I think the 500's got a 260. If even, I think the 560 SEC has got a 260, but the rest are all 240. So no, all the V8s are the same. I think the 6-cylinders have 220k speedometers. As we arrive back here at the Old Merca warehouse, I think my keys are somewhere. Where are my keys?
Gone.
Oh no! Oh, here we go. There we go. Yeah, and everything. I mean, it's nice that the speedo still works. Very common issue with these are windows. I see one or two windows need to be done on this car.
Could be the switch.
Could be the switch. It could be the regulator. It's even got a sunroof. So I'm not going to open because we've got a microphone inside there, so I'm not going to open that. And, but yeah, the back seats look very nice as well. Lots of space here.
Mongoose just ran past.
A mongoose.
Yeah.
Keep the snakes at bay. Anyway, 1982 380 SE W126, and it's one of the ones that had the F.E.T technology, fuel efficient technology, and basically the biggest change was the diff. They brought it down from 3.27 ratio to 2.47, so it brought the revs down significantly, and yeah, it made it more fuel efficient. And reading through the old car test, I mean, this at 100 k's an hour uses under 10 liters 100 k's. I think it was 9.47 or something like that. As I open my water bottle, this particular example has done about 240,000 k's. That looks nice, actually. No cracks on the dash. Leather looks alright as well. I didn't see any bodywork or damage outside. Did you, Bill?
Still looks fine.
No, it still looks fine. And what I like about the early 126s, the first generation of them, which would be the 280SE and the 380SE, and the 500SE, not here in South Africa, but certainly elsewhere in the world, you got that as well. What I like about them is just simplicity. You know, it's a lot simpler than the later ones. There were quite a few under the skin differences as well, where the crash safety was brought more in line with the 124 in the later generation, amongst other things. There's a lot of under skin changes, but certainly inside as well, not a hell of a big difference. If you look at it and you look at a 19, or you have a look at that 93 500 SE that Bella and I took for a drive a week or two ago. If you're sitting here without the engine running, you wouldn't know which car you're in, actually. And that's really the beauty there. You know, if you look at it as of a model run of, 13 years here in South Africa, they changed very little like that. So just looking through it, and I'll go in detail when we do the walk around of how everything functions and stuff. Yeah, it's a very comfortable place. It's a regular 126. And you have all the features of the other ones, the later ones, the 500 SE and the 420 SE, that sort of thing. It has the 4-speed box as well inside here. The 116s, I believe the V8 116s had a 3-speed. So this does have the 4-speed box. And when I was looking at the road test figures, 0 to 100's around just under 10 seconds, and top speeds around 195 k's an hour back then. So yeah, it gives you an idea. It's 150 kilowatts at about 5,200 revs, and Newton meters 319 at about 3,200. Okay, so here as we get onto CV Road, let me accelerate and pull away. Not trying to kick down or anything, but I will take the revs a little bit higher, see how it goes. Just like that, we had 100, 120. And at 120, we're revving at 2,200 revs. And that was a significant difference between the very first 380 SEs that came out and this particular model. It really brought the consumption down, the cruising consumption, and just made it much more usable from that point of view. Let's do that 80 to 120. That's what we're coming up to this rise here. Let me get over it like we do. But certainly, yeah, at 120, very relaxed. Got the cruise control. Let's see if that still works. And it does, which is great. Okay, so that's still functioning in this car as well. Turn that off for now. It's a very windy day again here in P. Seems to be, it's just this time of the year, the wind just blasts us here until after all the tourists go in December. And then February and March is absolutely beautiful here in Kabeja. But this time of the year, we get tunneled there. Okay, so here, let me get it down to 80. I'm going to brake, otherwise you're going to freewheel forever here. Okay, so 80, we're revving at all of 1,500 revs. Let me floor it. Okay. Kicked out once, so I kicked out to third. That's 100. And 120. So it's fine. I mean, if you had kicked it down another gear, it would have gone a lot quicker, but certainly very usable from an overtaking point of view. Let's get past this car here. What's this dude doing? It's dangerous. Okay. There we go. So without kicking down, it accelerates quite nicely, 100. And up to speed again. These Generation 1 W126s didn't have ABS here in South Africa. I think they were available overseas, but certainly here we didn't get that. We only got that on the 300 SE, 500 SE, 560, that sort of thing. Turn up here and do a bit of a rural road. Brakes are very good though. And the V8 pulls nicely. Very nice. Lovely cars to drive. It's supremely comfortable on the open road. I mean, the cruising ability of these are amazing. I mean, you can get on and you just cover huge distances and feel perfectly relaxed afterwards as well. Let's see around the corner here. Very responsive as well. Pull away, bumper power's there. Not a fast car at all. And not a hell of a big difference in performance between the 280SE and the 380SE. I mean, you've got 138 kilowatts in the 280SE and 150 kilowatts in this. There's about an 80 Newton meter difference in torque, so that's quite a big difference. And the way the performance is delivered is very, very different. Obviously, the M110 is rev happy, and everything really happens after 4,500 revs. Whereas these V8s, man, you take along and there's power there straight away. So coming into this hill here, if I pull away, boom, straight away you've got that torque that pulls in, or that kicks in, and just, yeah. So nothing is frantic. You can chug along 2,000-3,000 revs, and it goes beautifully. Well, I think let's do that walk around video, and then Bella can take this for a drive as well, and give you her impressions of it. Portion of this video, as you can see, it's a thistle green W126 380SE from 1982. So it has the fuel efficient technology, F.E.T technology, as Mercedes named it at the time. Slightly different diff to the earlier 380SEs and quite a bit more economical. Come, let's take a look inside. So you can, one of the ways you can differentiate between the first generation 126s and later ones, certainly here in South Africa, is the design of the leather. So the later ones here had the design that was shared with the facelift 124s, the first facelift 124s, that had the horizontal panels as opposed to the vertical panels here. So that's the biggest tell that this is a generation 1 126. The other difference is 14-inch rims. So the later ones had 15s, and on the 560 I believe it was 16s. On these they were 14-inch, and with hubcaps or with these alloys or with even bunts, you can get them at bunts as well.
What about the claddings?
Yeah, the cladding changed as well. So the first generation cladding looks like this. The later generation didn't have these, I don't think. They were smooth. Slight differences in the bumper, the back bumper and the front bumper. They're not interchangeable actually. So the chrome, even though it looks the same, the chrome is different on the first generation and second generation. Headlights, tail lights, all of that's the same. Mirrors are the same. All of that. Windscreen's the same. Just cosmetic things. The early ones as well, if you have a look, the most noticeable difference here at the back is that the bumper is actually quite a bit shallower. I don't know if you can actually zoom in on that 500SE there, but you can see the difference there, where it's quite a bit longer. Let me open up the bonnet, have a look, take a walk around the engine. Okay, so the early ones as well, the later 126s had the little pull out here, like a 123 or like a 124 or 201 or any one of those. This doesn't. It's got the two switches, so either side you just push it like that and it opens up. Basically what I was doing is that on both sides simultaneously, and it opens up the bonnet. So nice simple M116 engine with KJetronic. The KJetronic was used in a variety of different series at the time, as well as by other manufacturers, Porsche, Volkswagen, obviously in the Golf GTI. That's all K-Jet fuel injection. That's what's inside here. Yeah, very, very simple. No engine control unit. There's a ignition control, a EZL, whatever you call these little boxes for the electronic ignition. But beyond that, there's nothing. There's no ECU. There's no over voltage protection relay. If you have a look at the later 126s, there's a whole body of relays and ECUs over here. This has nothing. Nothing. You can actually use that as storage space. There's absolutely nothing over there. Nice to see that this is still intact. This hood lighting. And yeah, as I say, M116 engine, 150 kilowatts, 319 newton meters of torque at about 3,200 revs, and you've got everything you need, nothing you don't. It's got aircon, it's got power steering, and that's it. No self-leveling suspension as well, so from a simplicity point of view, a very appealing car, because you've got the power of a V8, but you don't have the complexity of the electronics that go with the later ones. Not that they give trouble, but simplicity is king for me, and that's what I love about this. There's none of that sort of nonsense. There's no OVP, there's no electronic ECU, there's nothing like that. No self-leveling suspension. If you want a shock for it, you get a shock of a 123, and it goes on the back here. Car obviously has central locking, as they all did. And you know, if you have a look inside here and you look at the cluster, also very, very simple. I mean, you've got the oil pressure gauge, you've got the temperature gauge, you've got the fuel gauge, and you've got an economy gauge that is pretty much useless, but it shows you where your position is of the foot on your accelerator. So if you keep that in black, you're going to drive better, but you just don't use such a heavy foot and you'll be fine. Other than that, yeah, it's standard standard 126 fare. Some more water. Standard 126 fare. And if you come have a look inside, maybe come around. Okay, this has a back of Mexico radio cassette, which was standard back in the time, or back in the day. And that's how you'd put on your aircon, your demister. So obviously with it running, put it on, it illuminates there. Your aircon's on. This is obviously the back window demister. That's for the sunroof. That's the exterior, the interior rear light, the reef light there. If you want to switch that on for the back compartment, you do that there. And then obviously the dual zone climate control. So you can effectively have the aircon on here and the heater on there, as a lot of modern cars do have. Over here, it's window switches and the mirror switch for the passenger side. Obviously for the driver's side, you just reach here and you turn it like that. You know, so there was no point putting another switch here. And I know they did that, and I think they did that from the Tour 2 and the facelift 124s onwards, where you could actually adjust the driver's mirror from here. But a pointless exercise, you can just use your right hand and reach here. So that's left hand, that's for the left hand mirror. And this is the fader control for the front and rear of the sound system. So if you want more sound in the back, just a fader control there. The radio didn't have it in the day, these did. What else can I go through? Okay, recirculation button. These are quite nice. I've always liked this in a 126, and what I like about it, you can control all the vents from here in the center. So if you want your driver's side vent or your passenger vent open on that side, you actually do it over here. So that would be closing it, that would be opening the passenger one. This is the driver's side, closing, opening it, and that's obviously the center vent. So you can control your whole climate control and your ventilation, distribution of the air, all over here. Obviously you just adjust the fins on the other side, but yeah, simple. And in terms of warning lights, if you have a look at this, these early ones, there's nothing here. You've got the brake wear indicator, the alternator light, and your high beam, and the indicators are there, boy. That's it. Nothing else. Nice and simple. Reef lighting is very nice as well. It's got those rear reading lights for the back passengers. But yeah, a very nice car.
Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the video, and if you are, please like and subscribe to the channel. There's many more coming up, including a road test on a very unusual car here in South Africa, which is a C124 324. There's only a couple here, and we've got one that's 300 CE24. We've got one that Joe's busy working through at the moment, and as soon as that's up and running, we'll do a road test on that as well. So I'm looking very forward to that.